As someone who has dealt with a lot of brain fog and depression in their life, I finally realized the difference when I fixed my brain fog to when now I experience brain fog. I'll go out to eat and I'll go to a restaurant and they use, fried vegetable oils, or they use high fructose corn syrup. And when I eat these ingredients, the next day I'll wake up with brain fog. And I might also experience some kind of digestive issues. Typically, if you're experiencing a digestive issue, you're going to also experience brain fog. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Holistic Nootropics YouTube channel. My name's Eric, the Holistic A-Hole, and on this channel, we talk all about using nootropics, nutrition, and biohacking to help you hack the power of your brain. In this video, I'm talking all about brain fog, what brain fog is, and what you can do to help yourself naturally overcome brain fog. So before we jump into what remedies you can use, it's really important to understand brain fog from a holistic perspective. Now, the biggest thing that I notice with brain fog in people that I work with is just the amount that it's overdiagnosed as something not brain fog. It's really considered a symptom of something like depression or anxiety. A lot of times it gets diagnosed officially by doctors as like chronic fatigue syndrome. And of course, there's a lot of truth to that. If you suffer with depression, you experience brain fog. If you suffer with chronic fatigue, you experience brain fog. I would probably say that most diagnoses that deal with mental health come with some level of brain fog, which just goes to show how important these natural remedies I'm going to tell you about are. Brain fog is really connected to the function of your blood-brain barrier, which of course is connected to the function of your gut. What brain fog is more than anything else, it's really neuroinflammation, which is why it's such a common symptom with depression, because recent research into gut health and into inflammation shows us that depression is really a symptom of inflammation. And this term inflammation gets tossed around a lot in the holistic community, especially in like the mommy blogger community. But what you have to understand about inflammation is its connection to your immune system. Inflammation essentially is an action that heats your body up so that your blood vessels can open up, so that your white blood cells and your immune system can get to the parts of your body where infections need to be fought or where wounds need to be healed. It's a very important process of the body. Inflammation itself is a natural, normal process, and in most cases is very necessary. The problem comes in when inflammation becomes chronic and you don't turn it off. Many people are walking around today with chronic inflammation, and this inflammation might be so chronic that you don't even notice it. You just live with it from day to day. And inflammation can come from a lot of different sources. It can come from mental stress, it can come from your environment, it can come from your diet, it can come from a lot of things. But when you start to attach inflammation to the function of your gut, this is where you're going to start to be able to begin healing. 70 to 80% of your immune system lives on your gut-associated lymphoid tissue, your GALT. So when you have gut distress, you're going to have immune system distress. And when you have immune system distress, then you have chronic inflammation. When it comes to brain fog specifically, there are nerves that tie your brain to your gut. This is your enteric nervous system. So when you have problems in your gut, you feel it in your brain, specifically when you have gut permeability, or most commonly referred to as leaky gut. When you have gut distress, whether it's low-level dysbiosis or bad gut bacteria or candida or IBS or SIBO or colitis or any of these gut issues, what starts to happen is these bacteria, this fungus starts to break down the barrier of your gut lining, the tight junctions that essentially keep the epithelial cells of the lining of your gut together. And when those epithelial cells start to spread apart, the tight junctions start to break, the nerves that connect the blood-brain barrier to the gut lining start to also communicate breakdown. And the tight junctions that are also in your blood-brain barrier also start to split apart. So the blood-brain barrier is supposed to protect your brain from all of these harmful chemicals and inflammatory cytokines that are in your blood that aren't supposed to be in your brain. Your blood-brain barrier protects your brain from these environmental toxins. But when the blood-brain barrier breaks down, these toxins are able to cross into your brain and essentially cause neuroinflammation. So when you start to experience leaky gut, you start to also experience blood-brain barrier leakage, which means you're going to start experiencing neuroinflammation. Then you have to ask the question, okay, well, what do I do to fix brain fog? The first thing you have to understand about healing brain fog and recovering from brain fog is that you can't just fix brain fog. You can't just take something and it's going to fix your brain fog. I see all the time people looking for specific nootropics that are going to fix brain fog. And the fact is one or two nootropics just isn't going to do the trick. What you have to do is you have to first start with your overall diet and lifestyle. You have to start eliminating toxic foods and toxic activities that could be contributing to this overall level of inflammation. So the first thing you have to do is get rid of inflammatory activity. So if you are a drug user, if you smoke cigarettes, if you drink, if you eat processed food, if you eat fast food, you have to get that all out of your life. If you eat foods with a lot of processed chemicals and food colorings and hydrogenated oils, you got to get that stuff out of your life. You have to get stress out of your life. You have to do everything you can to cut down on stress because stress leads to inflammation, which leads to brain fog. As someone who has dealt with a lot of brain fog and depression in their life, I finally realized the difference when I fixed my brain fog to when now I experience brain fog, because my diet is pretty on point. I try really hard to keep my diet straight, but sometimes I'll go out to eat and I'll go to a restaurant and they use, fried vegetable oils or they use high fructose corn syrup. And when I eat these ingredients, the next day I'll wake up with brain fog. And I might also experience some kind of digestive issues. Typically, if you're experiencing a digestive issue, you're going to also experience brain fog. So once you get the lifestyle and diet aspect figured out, then you can start working with different supplements. The two top supplements that I would say can help you with brain fog more than anything are actually gut-related supplements. So the first supplement I would recommend is using a digestive enzyme. When you start using a digestive enzyme, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to start helping your body break down food. A lot of digestive distress, a lot of gut distress comes from your inability to break down the food you eat. If you can't break down the food you eat, then you're essentially stressing your gut to do all that work for you. Bad gut bacteria, this is what leads to gut problems. If you've ever experienced Crohn's or colitis or SIBO or IBS, ulcerative colitis or ulcers or heartburn, then you understand how severe all this gut distress can be. So getting a good digestive enzyme that can break down carbohydrates, fats, proteins, makes the process of extracting nutrients from food and healing your gut much easier because the gut is under less distress for digesting the food you eat. So Masszymes from Bioptimizers is really the best digestive enzyme I've seen on the market to do this. In fact, I've partnered with Masszymes, so you can get a free bottle of Masszymes. Just follow the link in the description below. You also want to get a good probiotic. And the problem with the probiotic market is a lot of the probiotics on the market are not good. If you have to keep it in a refrigerator, chances are it's already been tainted, it's already been ruined. The bacterial cultures in the probiotic are probably dead at this point. You want something that you can store in a cabinet that has a long shelf life, and you want something that's going to survive your stomach acid, because your stomach acid really destroys most of the beneficial gut bacteria you find in a lot of these probiotics, which is why most of them don't work. The number one probiotic supplement I like is Megaspore, because it's a spore-based probiotic, which means it's encapsulated in a spore, in a protective shell, so that it's built to actually survive the stomach acid. So when you take this probiotic, and it has a number of different strains of probiotics in it, it survives the stomach acid and is better able to colonize in your stomach and start equalizing the ratio of good to bad gut bacteria, which will help heal your leaky gut. And it's been effective in fighting a lot of gut infections, again, like IBS, colitis, SIBO, and also in helping problems with candida, which is commonly found in brain fog. Some good supplements that you want to take for brain fog include magnesium. Now, there's a lot of different magnesiums out there. Magnesium can be kind of confusing because there's different forms of it. You could take something like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, magnesium aspartate, magnesium malate. I've actually written a whole breakdown of all the different types of magnesium. You can find the link of my review of magnesium in the description below. To help with the confusion, a product I really like is Magnesium Breakthrough, because this product has 7 different kinds of magnesium in it. So instead of trying to figure out, do I need citrate? Do I need aspartate? Do I need malate? Do I need biglycinate? You can get those all in this one product, and it's a good place to start. The one magnesium form that you 100% want to stay away from is magnesium oxide, because this form of magnesium is not bioavailable to the body. A lot of people will take magnesium oxide as like a laxative, because what happens is the body essentially rejects it. The oxide compound can't get into the cell, so the cells completely reject it, and this translates into laxative for most people. Another good nutrient you want to take for brain fog is phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine is a phospholipid that's found in basically every cell in your body, and it's very highly concentrated in the brain. So what you're going to find with something like phosphatidylserine is a lower stress response. Then you're going to find things like higher brain processing speed, higher brain accuracy. So phosphatidylserine is a great nutrient to take while you're recovering from brain fog. I also love L-theanine, because L-theanine is a calming amino acid, and it induces alpha brain waves, which are great for improving focus, improving motivation, basically helping you to really motivate yourself and start breaking through that brain fog. And it's a great amino acid to take along with caffeine. So if you're hooked on the caffeine while you're trying to overcome your brain fog because your brain feels tired, L-theanine is going to take away all the jitters and really smooth out that caffeine buzz. And one more nutrient I would recommend is something like rhodiola rosea. Rhodiola is an adaptogenic herb, which means that it works directly with your stress response system, your HPA axis, to kind of level out your cortisol response. As opposed to something like ashwagandha, rhodiola is more stimulating. So if you're looking for an adaptogen that's going to help boost your energy, rhodiola is really the best one to do that. Now, if you're the type of person like me, you don't like taking a lot of different pills all at once, you can get something like L-theanine, phosphatidylserine, and rhodiola all in one supplement called MindLab Pro. You can actually get MindLab Pro with not just those 3 nutrients, but it also has lion's mane, it has L-tyrosine, it has Bacopa monnieri, plus B vitamins. So it's really good at helping your brain boost its energy, boost its memory capabilities, boost your focus. It's a complete nootropic stack. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can see my review of MindLab Pro, and you can get yourself a discount on MindLab Pro products. But I'd love to know what you guys think about brain fog. Have you tried anything for brain fog that you know has worked for you? Please share that down in the comments. And for more on all the different nootropics, holistic nootropics, and finding the best way to boost your brain power, check out holisticnootropics.com. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll catch you on the next video.